So Tony, why financial math? Why twice in one day?
Well, twice in one day is to make it more convenient for people that couldn't make it during the lunch hour.
Fair enough.
The reason I chose this topic is to regularly I speak with clients and friends that are really overwhelmed by the financial jargon that sounds like foreign language. And then they throw in the math and it becomes a very scary proposition. And people are very concerned, yet it's a very simple subject if you want to break it down. If you can break it down like anything else into smaller pieces, it's easy to understand and it's easy to work with. One of the main cornerstones in finance is compounding of returns, which Albert Einstein said compounding is the world's greatest secret.
Yeah, eighth wonder of the world, if I recall. Especially if you can get it uninterrupted, as opposed to averaging out where you're up 15% one year, down 20 or 30 the next, and that type of thing. But bottom line is we need to take advantage of compounding, but we need to start somewhere, and that's with savings.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm sure we've all heard the same saying, saving early and often for the future will lead to financial freedom. However, most people don't understand it. It's a concept that people talk about, but until you see the math behind it, it's a little bit opaque. The banks and financial institutions, they've conditioned us with slogans and tons of jargon that mixes in with the slogans that overwhelms most people.
Yeah, they make it complicated, throw a lot of big words around, make investors feel scared and uninformed. And like I said, too many to remember. Now, out of all this jargon and everything, what stands out to you, Tony?
Well, the jargon that stands out to me is ROR, or rate of return, which really means how much you're making on your savings or your investment. All the different planners and bankers and finance people, they all focus on your investments and your savings, your rate, what you've done, how you've done it. And they like grabbing your statement and comparing it to their own. And they'll say, see, this is way better than what you have because it's higher rate of return and it's better for you. Well, it's only a partial truth because it's not the be all and end all. They have to also put into measure how much risk you're really going to be taking for that actual increase in rate of return. And a lot of people get confused and they're usually glossed over by this time when they start, well, this looks better than this. Oh, it must be good, right? That's about it.
You get the deer in the headlights look. Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. And really, at the end of the day, and I mentioned that in the afternoon webinar, that there's only two ways that people can help, or finance people in financial services can help clients. And that's number one, trying to find a product that gives you a higher rate of return, but that means more risk, as you just said. And the other one is really finding money that they're losing unknowingly and unnecessarily, and putting that to work. So those are the two areas I find that are important.
Yes, those are statements that are very true. And at Queensbridge, we also have one more rule, the 1% rule, which I'm betting no one's heard of, or you haven't heard of before. The 1% rule really is simple and it works at any level of income. I'll let James handle this one. It's his favorite topic.
All right. Okay. So reducing expenses. No one likes to hear that. What will do for me, James, if I reduce expenses, and what is this 1% rule? James, you're muted. You're on mute, James.
I'm sorry.
So just so what is the 1% rule?
Okay, looking at the example on the screen, with an annual income of 60,000 and you assume you can save $500 per month or 6,000 annually. Anything not saved is spent, in this case, 54,000. Next, let's just say you earn 5% in a bank account. So 5% on 6,000 in savings is 300 annually in growth.
Okay, so far the math is simple. 5% on 6,000 gives me $500 a year. Now what?
First, we need to save an extra 1% off your annual expenses you're allowed for, which was 54,000. So 1% is only $540 per year or $45 per month, which for many is possibly one coffee a day.
Yeah, I like that. You use that coffee analogy earlier in the earlier session. I like it. And I'm still going to say $1 coffee sounds scary, but I see the math. Okay. I think we're going to have another slide, if I recall, from this afternoon. Can you explain that?
Okay, again, only 1% savings increase per year would lead to a 9% rate of return in yourself without any risk. Imagine you are in control.
So by saving an additional $540, you're paying yourself first. You've returned 9% to yourself off of the original 6,000 you put away. Can't beat that. So where do you put the money if someone's doing that?
Well, absolutely. This is smart of the three because it's so simple and easy to make it happen for yourself. Yet many people don't realize what a difference it can make down the road. Where we put it requires some work. There are many products, and that requires a deeper conversation with the client.
Fair enough. I mean, I just threw that in there to see if you wanted to say where to put it, but clearly a discovery with the client makes sense. Okay, I'm going to check in with Pam now to see if there are any questions out there. Pam, do we have anything in the chat?
Yeah, we have a question from Tony. We have another Tony. Most people have many bills. Is it possible to find additional savings?
Okay, good question. James, how do people find this additional 1%, let alone the 6,000 that you illustrated? How do people do this?
Well, this is where our 10-step process comes in. We help people find money they are losing unknowingly and unnecessarily. To be honest, it's not hard to find savings, but the client must be committed to put those savings to work and not lifestyle expenses.
Yeah, I mean, good point. I mean, it's happened to me in the past. I find some savings, and then people sometimes look to spend instead of save or put it to productive use. Unfortunately, our lifestyles are insatiable, and we're being marketed every second of the day. So
that's right. We tend to think to spend first, save later.
Yeah. Okay.